After Fernando Alonso's huge contract extension with Aston Martin, it looked like Sainz wouldn't be joining them anytime soon. Now, it seems Mercedes is eager to bring him on board. There's a bit of a discussion about how long the contract should last, but talks are happening and a deal might be announced soon. Could Sainz be a temporary solution for Mercedes, or is this a long-term plan? And what does this mean for George Russell? Let's watch this video today to learn more about what's going on with Carlos Sainz and Mercedes. The 2025 Formula One season is set to kick off with a calendar that's largely similar to the current one, but includes some tweaks. Notably, the Australian Grand Prix is confirmed to start the season, a nod to F1 heritage. The season will open with a double header in Australia and China, followed by races in Japan, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia, forming a challenging triple header. The season's start is thought to be scheduled around Ramadan. The calendar suggests an intense travel schedule, especially with races across various continents, including stops in the United States and Canada before returning to Europe. The season features a mix of sustainability claims contrasted by the reality of extensive travel, highlighted by back-to-back races across distant locations like Miami to Monaco. Interestingly, there's a significant mid-season break between the Silverstone and Belgium races, lasting about 3 weeks, followed by another break after the Hungarian Grand Prix, leading into the summer. This scheduling might seem confusing due to the number of consecutive races earlier in the season, followed by extended breaks. The season is set to conclude with races in Italy, Singapore, Austin, Mexico, and Brazil, and finally, it closes in Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. While the closing races might not be as exciting as historic racing venues, they could play a crucial role in the title fight. Fernando Alonso's contract extension. Aston Martin confirmed Fernando Alonso's contract extension in a surprising turn of events coinciding with our latest discussion. Alonso announced, "I'm here to stay," signaling his long-term commitment to the team. This extension is notable as Alonso mentions it's the longest contract he has ever signed, showcasing his dedication to the sport despite its challenges. Alonso's future with Aston Martin seems secured beyond just racing. Hints about his involvement with Aston Martin's Valkyrie project at Le Mans indicate a deepening relationship with the team. Moreover, his post-retirement plans might include a role as an ambassador for Aston Martin, exploring various avenues within the organization. An intriguing aspect of Alonso's continuation with Aston Martin is the reconciliation with Honda. The relationship has been mended despite past tensions marked by Alonso's critical comments about Honda's engines during his time at McLaren. Aston Martin's transition to becoming the sole Honda-powered team on the grid by 2026 played a role in this development. Moreover, Alonso has decided to continue with Aston Martin, especially notable amid the 2026 season's planning. The decision aligns with Aston Martin's upward trajectory in Formula One as they invest heavily in their future, particularly with the new factory near Silverstone. This move is crucial for Alonso as he sees potential growth with Aston, unlike other teams, which might not be as promising in terms of development and competitive edge. Aston Martin has been actively trying to secure top talents and is rumored to offer a substantial contract to Adrian Newey, who has expressed regret over not working with Alonso and Hamilton. While Ferrari is also attempting to attract Newey, the prospects of staying in the UK and working with Alonso might sway his decision. Alonso's choice to stay could significantly influence Aston Martin's performance and strategy for the coming years. There were speculations that Red Bull was interested in bringing Alonso on board. However, these were clarified when it was revealed that Alonso was not offered a seat at Red Bull. The seat was, in fact, never open for him, as the team is committed to Max Verstappen. Reports suggest that other drivers like Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton also declined offers from Red Bull, preferring to stay with their current teams or due to a lack of a formal offer. Alonso versus Verstappen at Red Bull. The idea of Alonso joining Red Bull raised questions about the dynamics between him and Verstappen. Some suggested that Alonso might bring chaos to the team because of his aggressive, competitive nature, potentially challenging Verstappen's position. Ultimately, Red Bull decided against offering Alonso a seat, which seems a sensible choice to maintain team harmony and focus on building around Verstappen. Despite not joining Red Bull, Alonso remains committed to competing at the highest levels in F1. His contract extension with Aston Martin is not just about continuing to race, it's about shaping a team's future and possibly influencing the broader scope of F1 racing. During the Japanese Grand Prix weekend, Alonso mentioned that joining a team like Mercedes, which he perceives as regressing, wouldn't make sense when he sees Aston Martin moving forward. Alonso has indicated that he plans to continue racing into his mid-40s and aims to remain competitive at the end of the 2026 season. His passion and drive are evident as he prepares to possibly become the oldest world champion in F1 history. Alonso's future and F1 team dynamics. Even though Fernando Alonso is getting older, he doesn't see age as a barrier. If he wins a championship in 2027, he could surpass Juan Manuel Fangio as the oldest ever Formula One champion. This possibility, though a stretch, underlines that age might not be a significant factor for Alonso. Alonso's decision to stay put has solidified his position within Aston Martin. There's speculation about who will join him as a teammate. Lawrence Stroll, who owns the team and is also Lance Stroll's father, has expressed a desire for the team to be more competitive. Despite aspirations to pair Alonso with top drivers like Lando Norris or George Russell, Lance Stroll will likely remain Alonso's teammate. There's also a possibility that Lance could switch to Aston Martin's World Endurance Championship (WEC) project, leaving room for another driver alongside Alonso. Lawrence Stroll's approach as a team owner is influenced by his dual role as a father. He openly stated, "I'm a father first, then a team owner." This means that while the team aims to improve and compete at a higher level, decisions may also be influenced by his desire to see his sons succeed in F1. If both Aston Martin cars could win a race and Alonso needed championship points, it would be interesting to see if the team would favor Alonso over Lance. However, Lawrence Stroll's ultimate goal seems more focused on seeing his son win a race, acknowledging that winning a championship might be out of reach. The decision for Alonso to stay at Aston Martin also implies that he prefers to be the leading driver, enjoying the status of being the primary contender within the team. This arrangement suits him, as it ensures he receives the team's main focus and best resources. With Alonso confirmed at Aston Martin, attention turns to Carlos Sainz, another highly rated driver. Sainz is now the most attractive free agent on the market. Discussions about his potential move are ongoing, with Mercedes being a strong possibility. The dynamic in Red Bull is also in flux, with Sergio Perez's performance being closely watched to decide if he remains or if someone like Sainz could replace him. Mercedes is looking for a driver to partner with George Russell next season. Reports suggest that Carlos Sainz is likely to fill this spot. Carlos Sainz's potential move to Mercedes. Carlos Sainz is considering a 2-year contract with Mercedes, similar to what Lewis Hamilton previously sought. However, Mercedes prefers a 1+1-year deal with certain conditions. Despite their recent performance issues, Sainz might agree to these terms, considering the opportunity to drive for a competitive team like Mercedes. Mercedes is currently evaluating its long-term options. They are interested in eventually bringing Kimi Antonelli into the main driver lineup. This situation puts current and potential drivers like Sainz in a challenging position, as they might only serve as interim solutions until younger talents or preferred drivers like Max Verstappen are available. If Sainz joins Mercedes, it could lead to significant competition within the team, particularly between him and George Russell. The dynamic could be as intense as the previous tensions between Russell and Hamilton. The team might face a new internal rivalry, which could either push the drivers to perform better or create discord. Mercedes has shown interest in Max Verstappen, viewing him as an ideal candidate for their team in the future. This interest might influence their current negotiations and plans with other drivers. For Alonso and Sainz, the possibility of being temporary placeholders until Verstappen joins could affect their decisions and negotiations with Mercedes. Both Alonso and Sainz are aware of their potential to be stopgap solutions in their respective teams. This awareness could influence how they approach contract negotiations and their future in F1. For Sainz, joining Mercedes could be considered a valuable move, offering him a competitive seat and a chance to prove himself against top drivers like Russell. The Formula One driver market is rife with speculations and potential changes. Sainz's decision will significantly impact the lineup for next season. If he moves to Mercedes, it might stabilize the team and set them on a new path. Conversely, it could lead to further changes, with other drivers like Perez potentially staying at Red Bull if Sainz leaves for Mercedes. So, what do you think of the secret info leaked about Carlos Sainz's potential move to Mercedes? Comment below and subscribe for more.